This is my first Grand Prix as a welterweight, a minus 80 kilograms. And my first ever Grand Prix was a 68 at this venue. And it's a totally different feeling. I walked in here and I felt confident and relaxed. I have the confidence now that I should be on the top of the podium. I'm not happy with my performance. I'm not happy how it finished, but you know, I'm gonna take it as a positive and just turn it into harder training. Remember this moment when I get to the next Grand Prix, when I get to the next competitions, and just let it fuel me to be a better athlete. My transition between juniors and seniors. As a junior, I became the vice world champion in the minus 68 division, and I had just had a big growth spurt, just entered a new division, and I just went in and fought, and that got me to the highest level. The biggest difference that I see from juniors to seniors is that you have to put in the hours to become a champion in the senior divisions. You have to train hard. You have to do all of the right things outside of training, inside of training, and then have the confidence in yourself and in your own training to be able to go out into the mat and perform at your highest level. So we got a couple of people to come out and train with us. Did a big camp, hard training, a lot of contact and fighting, getting us ready to go into the ring. And it was good training. And then we turned it around for the last week, and we pulled the contact right down, and I just started kicking hard, kicking strong, getting my body ready so that I could get my mind and my body in the correct shape right before we go into this competition. And it was perfect timing. We tapered correctly. The camp that we did before, it was a hard push. And the focus on it was to just push through the week. It was a hard week of training, hours and hours of training, 5 days a week, 2 trainings, long trainings. And I feel like I performed the way that I wanted to. But you know, there's always something better that you could do. So going into this fight was safe. I studied him a little bit, but I really wanted to focus on staying on my tactic and fighting my fight. And that worked for the first round. I took a 9-1 lead, I think. But my downfall happened when I started coming off of my game. I started allowing him to control the tempo and the speed of the match. I think that's the only thing that I could have done better, was just stayed on the fight the entire time. There were a couple of instances where the dado wasn't working correctly, and I tried to not let it get to my head, but it's an unfortunate mishap. It's nothing against Safe. You know, he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and got the match. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed with that one. This one kind of hurts because I feel like I should be in the semifinal right now. I felt like I would have been able to take this division on this day and days going forward from here on out, you know. But yeah, that's basically it. It came down to the fact that I slowed my tempo down. I allowed him to start getting control of the match, and I didn't get my points on the board when I needed them to, and I waited too long before I asserted myself. I really like the new format. The 2-3 rounds, winning each round, it brings the excitement back to Taekwondo, and I can really appreciate that, and it's going to be able to favor those who fight if they fight to the end. I do think that there needs to be some changes in the rules. The clinch rule is, no one really knows what's going on. In my opinion, I think that some referees will use it in one way, other referees will use it in other ways, and so you can't really catch on patterns of how they're going to be calling certain stuff. That's the main rule that I saw deficiencies in. But other than that, I think Taekwondo is on the up and up with these new set of rules, and they're figuring it out. And hopefully by the next competition, we can have some changes and we can have better Taekwondo.
And lastly, what's next for you between now and Paris? Can you walk me through your or what's going on? Do you have something in between?
Okay.
From now to Paris?
From here to Paris, I have one competition. I think there's going to be a President's Cup in the Pan Am region. So that's a big point opportunity for me, and I'll be there fighting just like I was fighting here. I'm not really sure if I'm going to any opens between then and now, but it's just going to be hard training, President's Cup, and then I'm taking the gold in Paris.